Larry Weinstein of the North Bergen Concerned Citizens Group came out in full force at Wednesday's Township Commissioner meeting, packing the room to the point where many individuals had to stand in the hallway. Weinstein took aim at the fact that Mayor Nick Sacco resigned as Assistant Superintendent of Schools in September and was named Director of Elementary and Secondary Education shortly thereafter. Sacco repeatedly said Weinstein was lying during his presentation, and the two engaged in plenty of back-and-forth banter before Weinstein's 5 minutes were up.
You knew the legislation that they were passing. You knew the laws that they were considering. And as a result, you created a new position. And you contacted your township attorney to create a new position. And the new position is Director of Elementary and Secondary Education. And in addition, not only you were earning $233,000, and you gave yourself a raise.
Absolutely did not.
Did anybody here ever receive a $20,000 raise?
No.
You received a $20,000 raise. You increased your salary to $245,000.
I did not increase my salary. I went from one title to another and had the same salary.
Don't you think that those funds would be more appropriate if we could use it for better programs, more books, computers, better facilities? You have overcrowding in the schools. You conspired. And when you applied for this job, do you know that nobody else applied for that job? Nobody. Only you applied for it.
Wonder why?
I wonder why. And you backdated all the documents. You received that job, that position, after the state mandated that you were capped. We have the documents here to prove.
Okay.
And you filed the disclosure forms with the ethics department with the state of New Jersey a year after you received the job.
Making it up like you do everything else.
Absolutely not.
That's all you are, just making it all up.
Several other residents, who spoke through a translator, voiced concerns about various police matters, though it was resident Otomaris Ramirez who had a bone to pick with Sacco regarding various Board of Education matters.
I'm over here because I just found out that the North Bergen, the district test, the students have failed the test in North Bergen. And I told you before the last meeting that the books is outdated. We need to take the kids out of the dark and bring them into the future where the technology is. There's a lot of school right now buying Kindles, and right now it's cheaper to get downloaded books for these kids to get a better education. And what it's doing, nothing, because I guess, I got a feeling because they're Latin or the people they are immigrants, that we're not getting the service for our kids. And the people that's paying taxes are getting hurt here. 20 years ago, the school was so great. I never had to come to a town meeting complaint before. Now, it's like water filtered, it's in the bottom. The high schools, forget, it's overcrowded. When are you planning to do something about that? Build another school instead of putting people and saving taxes for the businessman and building up condos, and they're not paying taxes while we're paying the taxes for everything. When are you going to start putting new schools, new books or something? Where are the funds? You said there's no funds, but there's always funds for all the people in the pocket in your business.
Right.
What's going on?
I thought you ran for the school board, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You got about 13 votes in your district.
That's not important.
That's not important. And let me tell you something. I got over 100. And I was surprised because I didn't expect that much.
It was 5,000 to 100.
So what?
Okay.
And they're all your people. They're all your people. They were all your people that was voting.
After the meeting concluded, Hudson County TV spoke with Township spokesman Phil Swibinski, who refuted the claims brought forth by Weinstein and the North Bergen Concerned Citizens Group.
Well, that's something that was thoroughly explained in the media when this allegation was first made months ago. It has no merit. There was a title change that came with no increase in salary. It's not even worth really addressing at this point. You know, there was news stories written at the time. I remember them sending out a ridiculous press release that contained the most lies per 3 paragraphs I think I've ever seen. I guess Larry and his crew are back to their old playbook. You know, they bring people in, they make a lot of outrageous claims. There's never anything specific. There's never any real names of who's mistreated them. So it's impossible to verify anything, but that's how they like to do it.
And just the only other point I wanted to address here, I mean, were you surprised with the number of people tonight? It's been a while since there's been an 8 o'clock meeting, and there was a good, but depending who you ask, again, maybe 100 to 200 people here. I mean, any surprise?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think there were probably around 50 maybe, but, you know, it's something that they've done before. It's a tactic that Larry uses. He brings in people. We don't know if they're North Bergen residents. We don't know if they're maybe his employees. It's impossible to tell because most of them don't sign up to speak. You know, some people did sign up to speak. A couple of them brought up some legitimate points. A couple of them made crazy claims. I know the police department was going to follow up with one of the speakers about something they brought up. But, you know, whenever a resident with a legitimate claim comes to a commission meeting and airs that claim, the mayor looks into it and we do our best to solve it. But most of this is just ridiculous political stuff that, you know, we have to put up with, and that's fine. That's the system, and Larry and his crew are entitled to their 5 minutes, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm John Heides, Hudson County TV, North Bergen.